Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shuba. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As we begin today, April the 29th. What an amazing day. Thank God. It's Monday. So excited for Monday. Another opportunity to do what we love to do here, and that is trade stocks. Starting my morning off adjusting my lines. No other way I love to start my morning than adjusting my lines. I use dark green to identify weekly resistance, and I use bright green to identify daily resistance. If you are on here early enough, consider this an absolute treat, and I'm giving up once again for free how I set my lines. That's it for the weekly. Now, let's get ready to go to the daily. The weekly is set. Go to the daily now. See what's going on with the daily here. And if I have resistance or support areas that line up on the weekly and the daily together, then I choose the weekly color, as that is more of a stronger sentiment. Good morning, Big Money Lance is in the building. As we get ready to start trading in less than 1 minute. So excited to be here. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We are alive, we are alert, and we are ready to take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself to us. Taking my time this morning getting my lines together. Hope you have gotten your lines together as well. Those were my daily lines. I was just tweaking. Got the 30-minute chart right here in the bottom middle. 30-minute chart. Got the 15-minute chart right next to it. Got the 2-minute chart, the top left. And the chart that we go by, the 5 minutes. Very strong bullish move right out of the gate, blowing right past pre-market high. Blowing right past pre-market high, right to a resistance area. Don't let this fool you. From this area of entry to where it is now is only a 67-cent move on the actual stock price itself. And when the market opens, you have a lot of people, a lot of orders that are going through from people who aren't able to trade. So they go ahead and express their bias when the market opens. And whatever their bias is, it gets executed immediately. We'll go ahead and eliminate this line as the market has blown right past it. We got a big week ahead of us. We got FOMC coming out Wednesday. So we don't want to start off by over trading. We want to take our time, allow the market to present a nice trade to us. Good morning, Dr. J. Anybody check the volume for today? From what I am seeing right now, volume is about average for today. It's at this area that I drew an alarm at the 510, and beneath that, the market will go from green to red on the day, and would also be underneath VWAP as well, forcing all of the early morning bulls to potentially cover, setting potentially a very nice move right out the gate. 60s. Still early, as I will fight through the discipline of not trading early. Man, fighting through the discipline. Would love to see a continuation candle. That alarm just means that I'm interested. There it is right there. It's the continuation candle that I wanted. But I am going to yield to my discipline of not trading early. Oh, on it. I'm gonna yield to that discipline of not trading early. First 5 minutes is very volatile. The first 15 minutes can trick you. And so I'm thinking that, if I was responsible for Miss Pearl's money, would I go with the opportunity or would I go with the discipline? And it's the discipline every time. The consistency will come with the discipline. Does that mean that there will be some opportunities that go by? Absolutely. But that makes you even more of a disciplined trader, where you're not just out here just trying to eat or attack anything. You have a system that you stick by, a set of rules, a set of criteria, supported by discipline that will never fail you. Sometimes you'll make money trading early. Sometimes you'll lose money trading early. Sacrificing that discipline, this could be very detrimental. The market always has opportunities to present itself. I'm just glad I could identify this one. This area that I drew right here was my touchdown area that I could foresee the market coming to, area I could foresee profits being taken at. A lot of time left in this 5-minute candle. I'm cool with that. It builds character. It builds character.
Hey Rashid, you still in London, mate?
Builds character. Builds character. Oh my goodness, builds character. Man. This would have been, I seen the move and called it out right from the very beginning. We also have it coming down to the bottom of the buying algo. So of course, this would be the second profit-taking area, as we see the market bouncing off the bottom of this algo as well. Again, me exercising the discipline. It's a great move though. It really was a great move. Great. There will be plenty more opportunities. One good thing though is we have identified an early control buying algo. What I would like to see for me to get into a put was for us to get a close on the 30-minute below the 5088 and then have beginning of a continuation candle, that will be the potential money candle. Till that we are in a controlled buying. Hope you can see that here. Also indicated by this huge tail at the bottom, which is bulls rejecting lower price, bulls buying up lower price. So don't allow this red candle to fool you. There are a lot of bulls who are hidden in their skin. With us trading beneath the 5088, all of these ambitious bulls will be forced to cover, and their covering could potentially start a domino effect of covering. That is the psychology behind what I'm seeing on the chart. Yes, we are red for today. Yes, we are red this morning. But right now, the market is in a very small bullish algorithm, and it could be used for the bears to take the price down lower by forcing, as I said, these bulls to cover. Is that possibility, and it is there that I would feel comfortable taking a put underneath the 5088 with the understanding again, I said I like to see it close down here in this area. I like to see it close in this area, and then a continuation candle potentially starting to come down towards this area. The money will be in this continuation candle. If that happens, no one knows what the market is going to do. All we can do is plan and prepare. That if the market does do this, then we will do that. We've identified areas in which bulls will be uncomfortable, areas in which bulls would have to cover, and it is at those areas where the bulls will be covering where I would like to join them, because bulls covering is selling, which means the price will go lower. I like to join them in their covering and their pain, but I like to be a bear. One of the key things that we want to identify and learn, and listen to me when I say this, y'all, is where is our money coming from? Who has our money? Who are we going to get the money from? So that's the key thing you want to identify, is who has your money? Who is out here acting in a novice manner, in a reckless manner? I'm going to share something else with you guys. One of the benefits to us is all of these prop firms that's giving these people these absorbent amount of money to trade for putting up very little. Well, the beautiful thing about that is that back in the day, they used to have a 20% drawdown. Well, that's now been replaced with a 5% drawdown, which means when they get into these absorbent positions, they can't afford to have the position go against them 5%, or they, lose that whole opportunity and have to refund their account. That's how those prop firms, work. So finding an area where they have to cover is key. Whether it's the Bulls, whether it's the Bears, the mentality is the same. Finding an area where they're going to hit the "oh, save me" handle is where we want to exploit that pain. Having the ability to understand who is in control, which is the very first thing we do. We allow the charts to form, which is why I don't like trading before 10 o'clock. I want to identify the overall trend for the past week and then the day. Well, our trend for the past week, if we look here to the weekly calendar, our trend has been a bearish downtrend. Now, we did have a nice bounce last week, okay? But you can also look at that as some profit taking as well, as the market came from 524 all the way down to 495. Will this bounce sustain? That's what we want to see. That's what's key to find out. Now, we know she started green for today, and then she wound up going red. As we look at the daily chart, we had a nice gap up from last week's close. As I said, last week, Bulls really did make a move, or is this just profit taking from the Bears, who've made an absorbent amount of money? That's what we're going to find out now. Today started off green, and then she went red. I didn't take that trade, even though we called it out, because it was just too early. I want to exercise my discipline of waiting until 10 o'clock. Now we want to see who's in control, because we don't want to fight with the market. We want to trade with the market. We want to identify the possible trading areas for the Bulls, and then we want to identify the possible trading areas for the Bears. Well, we've done that. Highlighted and showed on various charts what we need to see. We were looking at the 30-minute chart when I showed you where I would like to see the price come down to before I would even think about taking a put. And then now you can see how that even plays out on the 5-minute chart with the buying algo we've already identified. So it's just a matter of patience right now. It's just a matter of patience right now. we've come down to the bottom of the buying algo, and it is here that the bears have not been able to get the price below. They have not been able to get the price below the 509.2 for now. So now we want to identify possible trading areas. Well, I did that earlier here on the 30-minute when I identified these hidden bulls in bear skin. As I told you, don't let the color fool you, that these were bulls actually in this chart. And I said you could see it by their rejection of lower prices. This tail lets us know that these are bulls. So there's absolutely no reason to think about taking a put when you see the presence of, at this said point, your enemy if you are a bear. But we come to the market with no bias. We come to identify what's going on, who's in control, allow the charts to form, allow the algos to show us what they're doing to help us easily identify possible trading areas. Once we do that, we set alarms. And then we're patient. Now, for clarification purposes, this alarm here at the 510 would indicate that the stock is back green for today. As the stock started off green, then it went red. We actually called out this green to red move, but didn't take it because it was too early. Shout out for the fact that we saw it, even though we didn't take it, we still identified it. Then we were able to identify this buying algo, this controlled buying algo. Now, we don't know how it's going to be used. It could possibly be used to take the price higher, allowing the bears to build liquidity that can be used against them, because bear covering is buying, and that could continue to take the price higher. If that does happen, possibly we may be interested in becoming a bull. Other than that, keeping in mind the bigger picture, today's Monday, we have FOMC coming out on Wednesday. And the last I checked, well, I hadn't checked the volume recently, if the volume was still good or if it was dropping off today. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to sit on the sidelines simply and just wait for Powell on Wednesday. So we have to understand exactly what's going on as well. And then you have the big hedge funds, the big banks, the big institutions that have the hundreds of millions and billions in the management. They have to trade every day regardless. That's the difference between them and us. We can pick ideal areas to trade in and wait for them to come to our area, as we have identified this area and below as a potential area, the 5088 as a potential area for a put, which would clearly be breaking out of this buying algo with a close and then a continuation candle. Now, we don't know if it's going to happen, but we do know where it could happen. We don't know if it's going to happen, but we do know where the area of a trade is, and it is in this area that we will lay in wait and possibly attack if we have confirmation and continuation. For example, let's say we would have jumped in here early because it got down to the bottom of this algo. And we're thinking that, wow, with such a huge candle that it's going to continue. You go ahead and get in, and then you get whiplashed. But the benefit of identifying this buying algo is that typically the bulls are going to show up at the bottom of the algo. They're going to defend it. There's no need to get excited. We just simply set an alarm underneath all of this madness. Just be patient and wait. The same thing with going the other way. Now, after going from green to red on the day, if the bulls are able to take it back green, there are a lot of bears here early who would be forced to cover. And bears covering is buying. Definitely take the price back up to the 5, 10, 7 and possibly test a new high. But you can't expect a lot out of today. All you can do is just be prepared for whatever the market shows us. If any other teammates has any other thoughts, suggestions, views, please. The chat is open. You hear my voice, but everyone is an integral part of this team, and everyone's thoughts and ideas, trade ideas, is absolutely welcome. As my attention, but it is early. A lot of time left in this candle. What I would like to see is the breakout on the other side. Truly putting these bears in a position to cover. Until then, you can expect fighting even all the way to the top of the algo. You will find bears. Now, if we're able to blast through that, that means these bears would have to cover. Bear covering is buying. So even though we had that nice little move, you didn't hear me mention anything about a call. It is just not time yet. The market is acting and doing what it's supposed to do. Thank you all for hitting the like button. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for being in attendance today. And let's give it up to our sponsor, T-Shirts for Traders. Thank you, T-Shirts for Traders. Thank God it's Monday. I know we all feel that way if you are a trader. Traders absolutely hate the weekend. I'm not going to say hate, but we're not fond of the weekend. Let me bring in my other algos, my bigger algos, guys, to show you exactly what I'm looking at. And this is that bigger buying algo that we've been in, and now we are in a controlled buying algo. As you see, the market responding at the bottom, coming up to an area of resistance here at the 5, 10, and it is respecting that area as well. We also have that also on this chart as well currently. We'll love to see the market break out and above that. That would then cause these bears to start covering. That could potentially happen. And if so, that would be a nice move to the call side. Turning this resistance area of the 510 into an area of support. Will it happen? We don't know. We just have to be patient and wait and see. Just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Does anybody have any plans in this area? Anyone have any thoughts in this area? Again, with us, it's not about where the market trades at. It's all about where she closes at. Five seconds left, man. the benefit of identifying the algos. So also look at the bigger picture also, guys. The range for today is not a lot yet. Still very early today. We're talking the low of 509.2 and a high of 510.7. A lot of time. Very early. Last says, I'm looking for the 510 high of day retest and break for a call. Thank you for sharing that, teammate. Can absolutely understand your thought process with that, as that would clearly have the market back green for today, forcing the bears to cover. And that's why we see such a very strong rejection at this upper buying algo, because this is the same area, if we switch to the daily chart right now, where the stock is fighting for the color for the day. It's fighting for the color for the day. It is now back green for today. And if it stays green, then all of the bears who took the price down would have to cover. That would make a very nice call. But again, as I stated, the same thing with Lance. I like to see this area of resistance turn into an area of support. Until then, I know and understand, because once you've identified the algos, once you see them, you can't unsee them. I know that there's going to be resistance in this area, so it is above this area where we will see some safer calls, potentially. Hence, I have this box in the sky, 5-0, 5-10, 9 area, potentially. A whole lot of liquidity being built here. Lots of cherries for us to potentially pick. Time and patience is all that's required. I do apologize. I did miss a trade here. I want to identify that. You should have been in here. This is a very nice break of the V. It was a very nice coming out of demand. So the risk would have been very tight. We're close to the bottom of the algo. It's a continuation candle as well. So we did miss this. I didn't call it out. And I saw it afterwards. Too busy trying to identify this algo and make sure I had the top of it correctly, where I know we would see some rejection at. So it would have been a nice scalp move in this area to the top of the algo and potentially beyond, because no one knows what the market is going to do. But on a 30-minute chart, I would like to see a continuation candle on the 30-minute chart. That would really allow me to see some very nice profits to the call side, as we would be staying in this buying algo. As I told you before, these were bulls in bare skin, and they've now just exposed themselves, revealed themselves. And that's why I apologize, because this would have been that great area to buy a call in. 8 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. Anxious to see what happens, or if another opportunity presents itself. Also anxious to see what happens at the top of this selling algo. Thank you for that, Lance. Very low volume. That's very good to note as well. As I stated, with FOMC coming out Wednesday, you have a lot of people who are just simply strictly going to sit on the sidelines until Wednesday and save all of their marbles, all of their bullets for Wednesday. I like that. I can't even front. I do like that. I do like that. Ha! I do like that. I do like that. I do like that. I do like that. I like it. Coming off the top of the algo, coming off the top of the selling algo, the bulls also having the inability to break over that 5, 10, 12 area that I was showing you, which they're doing now. I got fooled. Potentially. knowing that VWAP always acts as the first level of resistance, as it should. Looking at level 2. Let me know. Okay. A good move on level 2. Good fight. Level 2 is allowing me to be patient in this trade. The bulls come back. A little less than 5 seconds on the next 30-minute candle. And here we go. right, he went ahead, got out there. Show you what it looked like on the handy dandy as well. Like to see them turn this 5, 10, 8 area from resistance to an area of support. New candle. Amazing. Let's give it up for the algo on these lines. Stock came right back to the 510 resistance area. Almost gave you like a double top. Definitely put in a lower high. Very strong rejection. All the way down to the bottom of the bind. Crazy. Cannot make this kind of stuff up. Pretty soon, I'm gonna just start trading these algo lines. Right. Just very simply, there's no safe trades right now. We had this trade this morning. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap. We did have this trade this morning that I did not take simply because it was too early and I didn't want to violate my trading before a 10 o'clock move. But this was a beautiful move, a green to red move with a continuation candle right down to the bottom of the buying algo. There was also a call that was potentially right here as well. This was a potential call as we had the stock coming up and out of demand with a continuation candle, also breaking over the most recent 5-minute bearish candle. So you had it hitting demand, coming out of demand, coming out of demand with a continuation candle and breaking over the last 5-minute bearish candle. That was a potential call that you could have taken at least to the top of the selling algo. And again, these are scalp moves. I forget if I did not say that. Let me say that again. These are scalp plays that I'm identifying. There were potential scalp plays, as well as this one coming up to resistance for the second time, not being able to get past this 5, 10, 6 area. It has been a definite line in the sand once the stock started trading beneath the most recent 5-minute candle. There too was an option to take a quick scalp from there, at least to VWAP. As we always say, VWAP is your first profit taking area, and then to the bottom of the buying algo, which could have been your second profit taking area. The market right now is doing what it's supposed to do. We've identified the algos. We just have to be patient and wait for a very safe trade. Again, with a lot of low volume today, that is understandable. With FOMC coming out Wednesday, a lot of people just wanted to wait. I myself got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. With coming out of the top of this algo, I decided to take a put coming out of the top of this algo, as we did have a shooting star here with the second one with price trading beneath it. So I did get involved here and did take a paper cut as it came down to VWAP, and VWAP is always the first profit taking area. I didn't get out of VWAP and it reversed on me, and on that reverse I got out as soon as the direction was invalidated. So let me give myself a little slap for that paper cut, because what I should have waited for was for the candle to close beneath VWAP. Okay, as I'm quick to identify what I do correct, I'm also quicker to identify what I did wrong. And that is, I should have waited for this particular candle to close below VWAP and then potentially give me a continuation candle coming towards the bottom of the algo to maybe potentially break it or not. But instead, I got caught in the action and the hype of this candle flipping from green to red and then trading beneath the shooting star. And so for that, I received a slap. Other than that, we have identified the algos and the market is following them. So there's absolutely no point to be involved until you have clear structure. And right now, we're actually in the middle of the charts. We're actually in the middle. And again, the range is still tight from 509 2 to 510 6. So with this range being very tight, we're talking about an ETF that has the potential to move $5-6 in a day. The low volume is evident with this tight dollar range that we're in right now. Full transparency, I did get in a put there. With us breaking out of this buying algo. With the bears driving the price underneath VWAP, the bulls on the very next candle, they closed above VWAP but not very convincingly, and in fact the bears turned around and used them as liquidity. So seeing this, knowing that all of these bulls are trapped, I went ahead and joined the bulls in their covering, but I came in as a bear. And with the low volume of today and all of this potential liquidity, I'm gonna hold on. Gonna hold on. Within reason, of course. Showing you guys the bigger algos, and yes, we are in that bigger selling, but we do have the potential here in the next 10 minutes to break outside of this long-term selling algo and to potentially come all the way down to the bottom again of this blue algo, which is here, the 508.8. In essence, potentially back up, look at things in a bigger perspective here. Always helps when we do that. Could have done that a little earlier. $5.085 acting as a magnet. And we are putting in lower highs. Again, happy to be here with you guys, even though the market is in a little bit of a lull. Still no place I'd rather be than right here experiencing this with you guys, as we just had the market come back up and challenge VWAP, and now VWAP currently is acting as resistance. Again, keep in mind that this week we have FOMC this Wednesday, and so therefore you have a lot of people who are simply just waiting. So if you didn't trade today at all, congratulations. If you were able to capitalize on a couple of those scalps that were available, congratulations as well. And if this is your first time here, welcome. We thank you. And as well as if you're watching the recap, we appreciate you. And we just simply ask that you hit the like button to show support for the channel. And we appreciate you guys for doing that. We do this typically every morning from 9:25 to 11, and I will get better at that, guys. As I, get more stable out here on the road, I promise to get back to the level of consistency that we all have known to grow and love. And please believe that even when I'm not here, there's no place I'd rather be than here. I'm just getting this other business set up so then I don't have to be there. But initially, as with anything, your presence is absolutely required to make sure things go the way you desire. So because of that, I think T-Shirt for Traders had a great shirt for that. And they said this job thing is getting in the way of my trading. Let's see if I can tell them to pull that up for me real quick. Yeah. This job thing sure is messing up my trading. We'll go ahead and end the live for now. Took a small cut on a call. Small cuts are better than large cuts. Absolutely. And I do apologize for that because we should have been in the call earlier. Nonetheless, it is Monday. A lot of trading left for today, but more importantly, if you don't even trade at all until Wednesday will give us an opportunity potentially to make all your heart's desire. We come to the market with the mind frame to make every day our best trading day ever. And even if that means that we took a small paper cut, keeping those losses down, that could also be a best trading day ever, keeping your losses to a minimum. This is Abdul Shabazz for some real change. Thanks for coming out. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.